Success is really becoming me, not becoming what other people say. And when you look at competencies, it's about us making that person to become who is supposed to be, not why we want them to be or who we want them to be. So success to us is bringing out the best from every learner. If that is done, we are successful. Not about grades, not about these other things, but bringing out the best from every learner and making sure those learners become who they are in true nature.
Well, you know, as parents, especially nowadays, we could just say, we could speak out, we could want our children to be what we want. But as the world is going on, what is happening in the world today, you cannot force a child to be what you want, because it will be better for a child to choose or to be what he wishes to be, because he knows better why he wants what he wants.
Before, we used to have what we call an academic day. Now in the academic day, people were just concerned about grades and grades and grades. Now for us, we are trying to innovate around there, that in the next, we may not call it necessarily an academic day, we may call it a CBC review day. So that, for instance, this is just an idea, I've not yet done it, but I was really thinking that we could have a kind of a scorecard in terms of the 7 core competences. Now we score a child on each competences and discuss about where they are doing well, where they could improve. And beyond there now, we create a space where the parent can say what career they think these children can do. Even the child themselves, we want to give them a space to talk about what career they would want to be, and also the teacher, so that now we look at the view of the teacher, the parent, and the child.
Some of the observations I have made, there's still that very huge stereotype, I believe, of the STEM subjects, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, being more of the masculine courses or subjects more than the girls. So I've seen even in some of the classes learners getting surprised that, oh, it is the girl who led in mathematics and not a boy, you know. And if a girl topped a boy in some of the areas, not just general performance, then they will be very surprised. Thankfully for CBC, they have done away with ranking. So there's not quite much of ranking, that who is the top in the class, who is the best, who got more marks in this area, because we are focusing on every learner's capacity. However, I've met so many of the incidences where they still compare notes, and they'll still say, oh, but that was a boy, that was a girl, you know. And even hearing comments, maybe some of the boys saying, I cannot play with girls, or maybe this game is too rough, it is just for boys, not for girls, and so on. So that is still very much there.
In terms of gender inclusiveness, at least you've seen under the school leaders, we have Noel there, and she's really the engine behind the professional documentation, because she's a trained teacher. So she's really been helping us, and most of the time she's the one on the ground, so you'll be able to meet her. Now when you look at our school leadership, our president is a girl. So we encourage them to take up the leadership roles. So we do not have a very deliberate strategy in terms of gender sensitivity, but what we have done is we provide opportunity for all children. So we do not like limit them. You see, the worst thing would be when you put limitations that girls should not do this, or maybe, yeah, so there are no those limitations. Even when they play here, they just play across, all of them, they play, there are no those stereotypes. Yeah, so maybe not in a very deliberate way, but in a way we have taken care of that.
One of the things is, you know, children are the best people to talk to. They learn very fast. They believe very fast. And now we start with changing that mindset at an early age. So research has shown that when you change the mindset of a child between age 7 and 14, it stays longer before someone interferes with it. It can stay even throughout his lifestyle. So one of the things we are doing here is first to work on the mindset that everybody was created for a purpose. Once you are on this earth, there is something you are supposed to fulfill. That thing may not be about academics so much. It's about the competency that you have. And every child is competent in one given area in life. You cannot be a useless person. We are not an afterthought. We are not an accident. We are on an assignment. We have to fulfill something. There is something that we must do. That is something we are preaching here every day to them, to know that it is not about what the school is saying about you, but it's about the competences that are inside you. You may just be a writer, but you can impact the world through your writing. You may just be a footballer or a soccer player or whatever kind of competence we talk about, but through that, you will impact your nation. You may just be whatever form. You may be a cook, a chef, let me use that term, but still you can impact the world. So that is defiling or going against the mindset of the society, whereby they believe maybe girls cannot become this, or boys are the only meant to become this. We are scrubbing that thing. And again, the issue of being labeled and being defined by your academic excellence, we are coming out of it. We are doing away with it. There is something we are building in every child. A school is supposed to make you better, not just to make you knowledgeable. It has to make your life change. So that's what we are working on, to make sure that our child's lifestyles are totally transformed from here. So that when they go home, it becomes contagious, even to society.
To me, no. Because my father even can cook at home. Now I can't see what girls can do more better than boys. Like in cooking, there are some people who cooks well, more well. Men can cook more well than women, so I can't see any subject that is favoring girls or boys.
Even me, I say no, because even some men can even wash their houses, wash their clothes if they are alone, and even they can cook for themselves. And girls, even they can do some activities that boys can do.
I think that even some girls can learn PhD, because PhD it always teaches about skipping, how to race, and even boys can learn home science, because they always when you grow up and your mother leaves you at home, who is going to cook for you?
In terms of psychological safety, we have trained the teachers to know that even what they say or not say can be harmful to the child. So in our conversations with them, and even in the document they have signed with us, it's more like I know that I am in charge. I should not insult, I should not beat, I should not segregate or discriminate any child based on any ability or disability, or maybe their race or their religion or background or things like that, social class and so on. So we have taken the teachers through that, and they are aware that we have all kinds of learners from different backgrounds, and they need to take care of them without any form of discrimination or segregation. And that way every child feels safe, because whether I come from a poor family or from a rich family, or whether I live in Komarok or some other part of Nairobi, I am safe when I go to that school. Taking a photo. Hey, and you give a pose for a photo. That's a nice one, you know.